Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh with FLOSSTUBE number 183 on Sunday the 25th? Yeah, 25th of June 2023. I don't forget what year it was. That's just how we are. Welcome back to my weekly YouTube channel about counter cross stitch, and yeah, it's not as early as I thought it was going to be. I was going to film this early, and then I thought, nope, I need to go to the market. I need some fruits and veggies and stuff, so I went and did that nice and early, and then I had to have breakfast. So here I am, weird shadow today. I don't know what's going on. The light's very bright on this side, so I guess I don't have a, I'm not beaten up and bruised. It's just the shadow. It does look like I've got a black eye. Quiet social week, not a bad thing. Work was just the usual kind of, busy work stuff. It's called work, not vacation. And I went into the office 3 times last week, which is like, shock, horror, gasp. But I even went in on a Friday. There was probably, I reckon, about 10 people on my floor, which seats like 85 on a good day. So it was very quiet. I had a whole, we call it a neighbourhood. It's a hot desk, but we sort of have a neighbourhood where we sit. We start in our neighbourhood, which is sort of in by teams, and then you can spill out into any other vacancy if you need to. So my neighbourhood is like rows of 4, 8, so 16. I was the only one in my neighbourhood, so it was lovely and quiet. So, but the reason I go into the office is to collaborate with people and to meet people in person, not just because I have a whole floor to myself and it'd be really quiet, even though that's what I like in the office. I'm going to Kinky Boots this coming Thursday, which is very exciting. So in Wellington at the St. James with a couple of friends from work, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I think we bought the tickets, crikey, like maybe October, November last year. It was a ridiculous amount of time ago. So very excited about that. Otherwise, yeah, just a normal kind of week at work coming up. Dad's doing okay, same as last week, just finding things a bit hard. He had a minor surgery this week. He's had a weird thing on his face, like basically whatever it was, a lump, a bump, whatever, he scratched it and it started bleeding. And because he's on blood thinners and he sleeps on, actually I think it's on this side of his face, usually sleeps on this side of his face, every night he'd kind of make it bleed again, like, take the top off it kind of thing, and would wake up to a crime scene given blood all over the pillow. So anyway, long story short, he finally had that removed, and we don't know if it's anything sinister or anything, but the doctor said even if it was benign, it is the type of thing that would grow and become more and more of a problem. And anyway, so he's hopefully once that heals, he'll be able to get through the night without bleeding all over the pillow. So yeah, he's just keeping quiet. I think he said he had a morning tea over the road to with his neighbours this weekend to go and watch some kind of sport thing. I don't know. I don't really care. Basically had a play date. My nearly 79-year-old dad having a play date. Medical stuff. I had a biopsy on my shin on a rash a couple of weeks ago, and it's come back all clear other than just dermatitis. So the doctor said, just keep using that locoid cream. I'm like, what, the cream that hasn't been doing anything for 3 months? So but it had started to shrink already on its own. So I do whatever has caused it. It just seems to have taken a long time for it to go away. So presumably an allergy to something, who knows what, probably our toxic environment we live in. I guess we should get on to some of the stitching stuff. Okay, I did buy a couple of wee charts, kind of random. I don't know why I had to buy them, because they're not like going to go out of stock or something. But I was watching Stitchy Sally in the UK. I've been trying to catch up on a little bit of FLOSSTUBE. When I say catch up, I'm not going back and watching ones I've missed, because I haven't got any time for that. But I did kind of work through a few of the latest episodes of a few of the people that I do subscribe to, because I have the time to watch, but I've just been addicted to the X-Files. So watching the X-Files from start to finish. So because of that, you can't watch YouTube, FLOSSTUBE and the X-Files. And I've been trying to read on the train. Anyway, so I caught up with Stitchy Sally, and she mentioned a couple of Barbara Anna. She loves the Barbara Anna Dreaming Girls series, which I've always kind of liked. Now, Barbara Anna's, I'd say, not my go-to aesthetic, and I love her. I mean, it's a lovely aesthetic. I think overall her designs are just really whimsical and fun, but they're almost too whimsical. I don't do animals and dresses. It weirds me out. I don't know. Some people love animals and dresses, and I just don't like animals and dresses. I can handle a hat and a scarf. That's about it, really. Like, I don't know, an owl maybe with a monocle, or a rabbit with a top hat. That's my limit, really. But I don't like bunnies and dresses, or foxes and dresses. That's just, I don't know. I don't like real animals in clothes. It weirds me out. Anyway, that's just me. I'm weird. So, but I do like her Dreaming Girls. So Sally had shown a few, and anyway, I bought a couple just because I can, and who knows when I'll do them, but they're kind of cute. So I got Star Woman. I mean, the colours, right? It's a sort of David Bowie sort of inspired girl, but the colours are amazing. I love the lantern. I think it's really lovely, so got that one. And then I also got Cosmic Dreams, which is just so cute, and I love her hair. I love the universe in her hair. It's just such a fun one. And then I had to get her sister, big sister, Cosmic Dreams too. And I love these little Space Invaders, little you know, if you're old like me, you are familiar with those little icons from Space Invaders video parlor games. So I got those three just to have. No plans to start them anytime soon. I imagine a series of little pillows of the Dreaming Girls at some stage. I don't love all of them. I can't imagine stitching all of them, but I am a completist, so I struggle not to stitch all of them. Does that make sense? Otherwise, the only other thing new into the house is my monthly Silks, Silk of the Month club from Silks for You, and this is the custom dies each month. So we've got a beautiful mermaid set of silks this month, and they are just these beautiful shimmery mermaidy peacocky colours, and they're just beautiful. So they're just numbered 1 through 5 because they're the custom 10-metre skeins for the club, and yeah, really happy to get those. So it's so nice to get beautiful silk in the mailbox every month, and I'm really enjoying just getting the silks of the month because I got a bit overwhelmed with all the variegated silks that you get with the colours of the month. I just have so many, and they're really hard for me to use. No, they're hard for me to use. I don't easily find projects that suit them. And even the little ornaments that I'm stitching with them at the moment, I'm using like 2 lengths of silk, and then the ornaments done. And they're 50-metre skeins, so I've got plenty. But anyway, that's all that's new in. I'm still trying to be quite conservative with my spend at the moment because of planned travel and spending. And what else? Yeah, shall we show my stitching? Okay, So first up, I sort of went through the what needs some love pile and hadn't stitched on this for a little while. So I grabbed out 10,000 Lakes from Carolyn Manning Designs. This is a physical chart with a gift from Chris, and she had it signed by Carolyn, so that was kind of cool. So I started this in January at our Wellington Stitchy group, where we did a Carolyn Manning kind of focus for the day. And I'm stitching it on 18 count Aida, Sage or Celadon green, and I'm using all the call for GMC. So yeah, I started on the 21st of January this year, and I was probably just over a quarter done. Yeah, quite a bit over a quarter done, but anyway, I'm now well over halfway. So I pretty much filled in, you know, a lot of this section here, a little bit up the middle. So there's, yeah, your halfway points obviously there. And then I've got all the back stitching in for the bottom half, well, from here down. So yeah, I'm over halfway and really pleased with the progress, because I do want to finish this year. Then I'm like, I've got all these starts coming up. I'm kind of conscious of both working through my goals for the year, which I'll do a recap next week because it's halfway through the year. So I'll do a recap on what my loose goals were for the year, and probably like a little bit parade as well, just for the can, just to set stock on where we're at mid-year. And I had a look through, and I am trying to get a few finishes over the next couple of months, because I'm starting 8 projects in August and September, and I want to free up project bags and not have too many whips, but I don't know, I like a finish. So I picked up Friends of the Heart by Plum Street, which I stitched on 35 count vintage marble by Zweigart, so one of the printed fabrics, and using all called for this one, which is quite rare for me to use called for overdyes in a project because they're expensive and I have a lot of stash. And I finished it. It was a lot of stitching. I did a lot of stitching yesterday and Friday. I didn't join a stitchy group on Friday because I just wasn't up for talking. I just stitched anyway, and I got it finished. So when you last saw it, pretty much, imagine I had a board. So the flower at the top down to the deer wasn't done. None of the side was done. The house wasn't done. But those 2 bottom pumpkins and 2 bottom leafy things were done. So pretty much up here and across here is all. It's quite a lot. It's probably a good third of the chart. And I just started it and decided to keep going. And I finished it yesterday and we're really happy with it. Only change I made was the initial down here was a B and a P, probably from Paulette Stewart, and I changed it because I start with an L. So otherwise it is as charted. I am going to give the chart away past the stash, which I got anyway. So I've worked off of a working copy, so it's in pretty good nick. It's just been opened a couple of times to photocopy. And this is the original plastic and the original price tag. Yes, that's what we pay for things in New Zealand. If you would like to be in for this for a giveaway, then you need to mention the name of it, Friends of the Heart. Tell me why you would like to win this. So say you'd like to stitch Friends of the Heart for this reason, or for this person, or you know, I love the XYZ in Friends of the Heart. So you need to work a little bit harder for this one. Friends of the Heart. And heart is H-A-R-T, aka a deer, not boom, boom, boom. So yeah, you need to spell it correctly if that's easier to read. Friends of the Heart. And I will look for that. Yeah, and I'll pass it on anywhere. It's pretty flat, I'll go in a little envelope. So yeah, good luck. Of course, if it goes missing, never mind. and don't use any of those keywords that a spam botty thing will find. So avoid things like win, free, giveaway, prize, extravaganza. Don't use any of those words. So yeah. And then last night I remembered that I still had one of my monthly projects to stitch. Oh, was a kitty walking past. So I picked up my grandma's jewelry box Sal from Carolyn Manning Designs, which I'm stitching on 32 count antique white linen. Usually using the called for DMC. I did it this month, and I'm substituting beads and metallics from my stash, and they're not necessarily anything like the called for beads and metallics. So I went through to pull all the called for DMC, and all but one of them were pulled for other projects, and I didn't feel like going looking for them. If it was one, I might have, but it was like 5, and I was like, I can't be bothered. So I just pulled things that were similar. So the DMC is different, the greens are different. I think the only called for is the kind of caramelly colour on the ends, and the beads are different and the metallic is different. So that is this month. I can't see, maybe if I do this. So June is here, and I got too much shadow because the light's terrible. It's so pretty. And here are all 6 so far, and they're very widely spaced because they're going to be cut up and made into individual ornaments, but I'm just stitching everything on the same big piece of fabric. So I'm really happy with them. They're so pretty. And of course it's the end of the month next week, so then we'll get July's chart. This was a nice design. The ones that I like the best are when I can color complete, aka not count too far. And this one was a really good one to start with the dark green, then do the light green, then do any of the other colors, then were easy to count across. So no frogging, and I got that finished last night, so really happy with that. So I think that was my last monthly Sally project that I had to get done for June. So all up to date, as I said, new month coming up, so that will be great. So yeah, new month coming up. I was talking about the challenge that we're going to do with, not really a challenge, but plans for starting 8 samplers in August and September. That's basically the seeds were planted from Narissa, and when I showed all my samplers last week that I plan to start, I got a few comments with some people wanting to see what else I had kitted up. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not up for a kitted up video. I did a few of them in 2021 and early 2022 to show what my plans were for my 50 at 50, and they take a lot, and I just don't have it in me right now to do that. It doesn't mean I won't in the future, but right now I'm not going to do that. But someone else mentioned that I didn't have any red samplers in that bunch, and you're right, I did have a red sampler pulled, but I'm not sure about the fabric, and it was huge. It was is it Rhapsody in Red Rhapsody? I think it's Rhapsody in Red by Sampler Cove, and it's really massive. And I have the silks for that. I bought the called for silks, but I'm not sure about the fabric. I think the fabric I've got pull's a little bit too yellow. So but it needs a wide piece of fabric because it doesn't fit on a fat quarter. Anyway, not sure about that. So I put it back, but also it's kind of massive. So I thought, no, I'm not going to start that one. I'll leave that for another day. So then I'm like, yeah, I do need to start a red sampler. I don't have one going, and I have a couple of little ones. Did I pull a little one? No. So in July, I'm going to start a sampler as a little bit of a tide me over until I start a sampler in August. And I went through and had a look at what red samplers I had kitted up, and I pulled another huge one, but different huge. So I'm going to start Under the Red Blues by Elizabeth Woutier, and I've had this kitted up for a while. I had to buy like a huge piece of linen because I want to stitch on linen, and it's really long. It is 149 wide by 661 long. So on 6 times 2, be with me, I'm just doing maths. 6, 12, like 14 count, it's over a metre, which I would never do it on 14 count, but it's in French using European sizing, so I had to do math. So I've got a huge ass piece of linen from Country Stitch, already cut and everything. I don't need to overlock it. And this is the colourway Cody from Country Stitch on 40 count. And I had bought a bunch of Gentle Art Claret ages ago. I've got plenty. I'm pretty sure I've got plenty. How much does it say you need? For 14 count, 14 count using 2 strands, you needed 13 skeins of DMC, and I'm doing 40 count using 1 strand. So I figured, and I also stitch frugally, so I figured that 6 skeins of claret will be fine, should be fine. And if I get halfway through and I've used more than 3, I'll just grab another skein and just work it in that, you know, use 1 strand here, 1 strand there. I'll probably work on, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was going to say work on the border first, but I don't think I want to stitch all of that border. It's very repetitive. I don't think I want to stitch all of the border first, because that would be quite a lot. But it could be I don't know. It's going to be fine. There's all sorts of different little bands that if you needed to bring a slightly different batch in, you could just do it in one of those bands, because it'll be fine. I'm not worried about it, is really what I'm trying to say. So I've got six skeins of claret by the Gentle Art, and that is pretty exciting. On this lovely neutral fabric. Big project, unlikely to be finished quickly because I'm not that amazing, and that'll be a start in July, and will definitely be a whip going into 2024. I'll probably start it and then hardly pick it up again, but it is the sort of project where you can get little wins, you know, little finishes, do a band or a row of alphabet or something. So, and I am gonna stitch it all in the French. So that's the plan. So sometime in July, which was July next weekend. Okay, what is it, 25th? What month are we? June, 30 days. So yeah, the 1st is Saturday, right? So I might start this, I don't know when I'll start it. On the 1st is when I plan to put some stitches into the Jardine, what's her name? The New Zealand sow we're doing. I can't remember her name. Something Jardine. So I'm only going to put stitches on that on the 1st of the month, or near the 1st of the month, because I'm trying not to finish it too quickly, and I already finished like a quarter of it because I'm, you know, an overachiever. So probably next Saturday I'll stitch on that one. The name I can't remember. So I might start this on Sunday. Who knows? Who knows? That's pretty much it. I've rabbited on and taken quite a lot of space to say bugger all, really, but that's what I'm good at. That's it. I apologise again for the lighting. It's just low. I mean, we're past the shortest day now, so that sun will get back up in the sky in a few months, so it'll be good. Get above my roof line, and then I won't be all half in shadow squinty. But it is a lovely day today, so yay, because it's been crappy. and it's going to get crappy this week coming. I'm going to go and stop. I'm just going to go. Okay. I appreciate you, and thanks in advance for the lovely comments. I do enjoy answering them. I hope you find joy in your stitching. Don't forget to like this, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment if you'd like to. You need to mention Friends of the Hart, H-A-R-T, no apostrophe, it's not possessive, plural, friends, no apostrophe. And go in to win me Pass the Stash for my Plum Street. All the information about the projects I've shown you that I'm stitching on are in the doobly-doo, as well as all my contact details. There's also a link there for to buy me a coffee if you would like. Helps pay for shipping and stuff. Also helps to pay for stash, so I can show you shiny things. But yeah, no obligation. It's just there if you feel like you'd like to do that. And as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.